plan for this episode 2, I just record this short article that I published with one of my, I would say, longest standing mentee, Karakara Hazan. He's a Ghanaian and researcher, just finished his PhD some months ago. So what we did was to share our experience for the 5 years of collaboration or 5 years of mentorship, which we call a mentorship nature and nurture cycle. So basically, the link, we can get this free of charge on this link. The original paper has been under review for journal article, but we said there's no need of keeping it there under review. Let's just make it a working paper that can make available to us. And one thing that we reported are the 3 key pillars, if I call it the 3 triple stands that was helpful for us. Within 5 years of mentorship or experience, we're going to publish about 12 journal articles, about 5 book chapters, and executed about 3 funded research grants. The 4th one was just signed in May by AERC. So these are the 3 pillars we were able to discuss as the key sources for mentorship experience or mentorship relationship, which I want us to also learn. So please, one of our assignments after now, before the next episode, is we must go through this this article, and much more so, we'll be very happy to see that in the short years to come, some of us can also write our own experience like this. I think somebody read the article, I think after my Bangkok workshop, and he wrote to me, or called me, said, Prof, please, I want to, that after a short while, I should be able to write this kind of experience. That's our job, that's our joy. So one of the things we recorded was the triple stand. 1, honesty and integrity is core foundation for any mentorship to thrive. Transparency, honesty, which is also applicable to grant winning or grant writing. So we also found that very relevant in this short article. Another thing we said that which we also found useful. Mind you, this is just for what we're able to record as our winning card for our experience, our collaboration. That for a mentorship experience to be resultful, the mentee should act as the captain, while the mentor should be the co-pilot. What do I mean? The mentee, instead of ideation, I want somebody to write me, Prof, I want us to write together. The first and third person is just give me a concept note. Why? Because I don't want the mentor doesn't want to impose his or her research interest on you. So this, you want to see what you are thinking, and it can now help you to shaping it and sharpen it. So for you to be eventful, resourceful, and resultful, the mentee should be the captain, while the mentor should be the co-pilot. Very important. Then the third stand in the triple stand, there should be frequent evaluation and progress report. Remember when we did the episode 1, we mentioned the other, we talked about the SMA. I don't know if anybody can remember what we mean by SMA. Can anybody remind us? SMA, what is the short SMA? Anybody can write it on the chat. Judith, yes, Chibuzo, SMA. Can anybody recall what we said it means in our last episode? If you are there, please write it down. SMA. Okay, while we are doing that, support writing. Thank you. Okay. So there should be frequent evaluation. In our case, we maintain 6 months. Every 6 months, we evaluate how many papers are under review, how many papers are being revised, how many are we working on, how many grant proposals have we submitted, how many papers have we sent for conferences or workshops. So in a nutshell, so these triple stand for what we have documented as our winning card is honesty and transparency or integrity as the foundation. Stand 1. Stand 2, the mentee should be the captain. The mentor should take the co-pilot stage. Then stand 2. Stand 3 is that there should be frequent evaluations. It could be every 6 months. Our case was every 6 months to evaluate and look at the progress. Because once you set a goal, you cannot score a goal. So, like I said, the articles is on the online free of charge, so you can download it and read it. It will help us, and much more so. I want to see as many that can replicate this experience as possible. Okay, thank you. Now, back to what we also discussed in our episode one, that these are some personal questions I like to ask myself. One, how often do I see the compelling need to update my CV? Two, how frequent do I attend professional outings, be it conferences, webinars, seminars, or workshops or training in a space of 1 year? How? Then three, if I even attend to it, how often, how easy do I make and meet professional friends? For example, in this workshop, we are meeting, or this bootcamp, some persons for the first time. How easy will it be easy for you to meet some of them after now? So these are things. Let's again use a note. I want to get experience. Number one question. Let's write is number one question is how often do I see myself in a year? How often? If it's very often, put it if it's not too often or rarely. Then number two, I want to write as well, how frequent do I attend? Then use number, maybe once a year, twice a year, thrice a year, 4 times a year, 5 times a year. Write it down again for those of us joining us. We did that in our last episode, but I want it again to be repeated here for the sake of those joining us today for the first time. Then number three, how easy do I make and meet professional friends? So one of the advantages of going for this kind of outing is to make more friends professionally. I remember I shared last time one of my former PhD students, now a colleague in the department, was in Canada last 2 weeks attending a conference by the Canadian Economic Association. I told her, when you get there, ensure you're able to network. And I was happy that when she came back, she reported that she met some persons and some Nigerians, some non-Nigerians, and so that's what one of the benefits of this kind of networking we're providing. Okay. Yes, I want to see more writing on this question. How often do I see myself updating my CV? Say in a year. Let's use the notes to write it, please. Jacob, thank you. Adeyemi, thank you. Yeah, Chibuzo, are you there? Happiness. Let's write it. We are
Yes,
now.
thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, let's use the notes to write it down. Okay, so I'll move on to my next slide now. Okay, so recalling again our SMA and CFA in grant writing. We said SMA simply stand for specific. If you are setting a goal, maybe you want to know the grant, you want to publish in a reputable outlet, you must have a SMA goals that are specific, because they are milestone, realistic milestone, that are X for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable. So your goals should be very clear, specific. A number. I want to at this 2023 is we're in June. You have 6 months to go. The remaining part of this month, this year, I want to attend at least 3 conferences. That's specific. Okay, because I talk about conferences, or I want to submit at least one grant proposal. That's specific. Or I want to at least attend a workshop. Specific. Then you have to be able to measure it. How many of them? 1, 2, 3. Number, assign numbers to it. Then three, you should be able to be pursue it to achieve it. Okay, that's what I call it, the SMA in grant writing or scholarly outing. And it could be within the next 5 years, which is called a long term, borrowing from Google scholars that articles within 5 years, after 5 years for long. Then 2 years, which you can say that's like a medium term, and then short term, 6 months or 12 months. That's so the SMA approach. Then next one I also mentioned is what I call the CFA funnel in grant writing. So I said in episode one that after every grant proposal document has been prepared, scan it through this CFA. One, the contest, what I call C for contest, F for feasibility, and A for approach. If you are writing a grant proposal or scholarly article, in what context are you looking at that issue? Because different issues can be viewed from different contexts. Okay, what's the context? For example, this fuel, if you're Nigerian, this is a fuel subsidy removal. So as an economist, I want to approach it with the framework of economics, but what kind of economist perspective? Those who are into through the international economics want to look at the international dimension of it. Those who are into institutions want to look at it from institutional angle or the policy angle. For those who are into sociology, want to look at it from livelihood. How does it affect society? Those who are into mass communication, how does it affect communication of how is it being reported either in the print media or mass media? So the different issues, the same issue of fuel removal, fuel subsidy removal, are being approached from different contexts, okay, based on your discipline. So that's what I mean by context. So when you're writing any proposal grant, any proposal for grants, ensure the context at which you're approaching is very clear. Then also, how feasible is the proposal to be achieved within 1 year? Because I think some will tell you this work must be finished in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, as the case may be. So you're able to show that's the issue of budgeting comes in, the issue of timeline comes in, or some will tell you to use what I call the grant chart. So if first quarter of year 1, what will you achieve? Second quarter of year 1, what will you achieve? Third quarter, what will you achieve? So that will help them to show the feasibility. Then lastly is the approach. What means are you approaching the research? For example, I mentioned issue of first removal. Which approach are you using? That talks about your method of analysis, or what they call materials and method. If you're in sociology, you want to approach it from interviews or qualitative research. Even if it's qualitative research, what kind of qualitative research are you looking at? Are you looking at focus group discussion? Are you looking at interviews? Are you looking at observation? If you are going to empirical, quantitative, what quantitative are you using? Are you going to work of SEM, social equation modeling, or time series, or panel data? So this CFA is very important. The context must be clearly spelled out in your research proposal. Then how feasible it is must be clearly spelled out, and then the approach must be. So that's what I call the CFA funnel in grant research proposal writing. So these are what we have covered. Then in our last episode, this thing came out during our Q&A. It was not part of what I actually since I've been teaching this grant writing for many years, I've not actually covered this issue of motivation letter. Somebody asked that question in our Q&A series, and just again, I think it was just on Friday here. Somebody also sent me a message. She wanted me to just go through our motivation letter, and that's okay. It's good to also share it within our network so people can also learn. Because if you want to apply for fellowship, you want to. Can you hear me? How do you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thanks so much. Okay. So we'll be sharing a number of calls on our platform, and most of them will require motivation letter. I want to say, let me just share some thought on it because it's becoming relevant. So basically, from experience, from my own experience, and from also having organized a number of events that I also have to review people's motivation letter, I just summarize that in every good motivation letter must have 3 parts. It could be 1 page, maximum 2 pages. When it becomes more than 2 pages, I don't like it. So the first one is introduction. After the heading, the subject, the first paragraph, you introduce the issues. Or refer to the call. Okay, refer to your call, calling for this. I hereby state my interest. It could be very short but punchy. So this is what you state what you're applying for, and that you want to express your interest, and your interest is justified hearing. Short paragraph. that has to do it. Then the body of the letter should contain focus on justification. 2 to 4 paragraphs will be fine. What so now you have saying you want to show your interest, but here you now need to share why you should be considered. In other words, your background of where you're coming from, instead of your degrees, your what you have covered, and please don't tell us the story from where you were born or your father or your mother. No. So the ones that are relevant to that particular core are the ones you should market here. And I'll give us a practical example here shortly. And the last paragraph should be you conclude rekindling, you rekindle why you should be considered. And here you market that what they will gain by having you on board. What will be your value addition? Okay, don't only say what you want to gain from them. You can say, well, for example, having me in this as a research fellow in your center, I will be bringing my 2 decades of experience of handling virtual conferences, of coordinating learning experiences. So what I will bring about, and my inclusion in this program will be a very good addition to it, because my network will be brought about, my contact will be brought about, which also benefit. So you are now trying to tell them, well, having me is a privilege. Okay, and I'll give you an example. When we did in 2022 last year, we got a grant to organize a six summer institute in computational social sciences. There's one lady she's a Chinese, but she's based in the US. But she, instead of the criteria she has is good in R, which is the platform we're using, and everything. But one thing she wrote in that letter of motivation was quite disastrous for her. She wrote that when she had heard of Nigeria, she had heard so much about Nigeria. When coming to Nigeria, will be making that dream to come to pass. She had many friends in Nigeria. She would like to visit when she comes. Wow. When we have our session meeting, my colleague said that this lady coming, we are not sure that she will stay in the workshops. Maybe she will just come and do tour. So that only that particular thing she finish, she put in her later disqualify her, because we are not sure that she will come for the workshop or she's going to do tour in Nigeria. So please, what I mean that when you are justifying your purpose, justify the one that are really one. No, it's funny, but that is the truth. It was so painful. So painful. Okay, so justify what, for example, you want to go to US. Don't tell them you have uncle in US and you have not seen him for 6 years and they're going there. No. That can be part of our plan, but don't tell them that we are going there. Otherwise, it means that you will not stay in the program. So that's why I need to put this particular point on our slides. Thanks so much. We'll soon be done with this, so I can move on to the good. And if you've not done the exercise 1, please, you are almost wrong. Because I have to undertake a course on the pedagogy of virtual learning. So one of the things that it should be regular assessment, so know that people to know that the learning is taking place. So it's not that we're marking it either pass or fail. No, please, is to just tell us that we are learning together. So please, if you've not done exercise 1 after this call, please go to the WhatsApp group, go to the Google form, listen to even if you didn't attempt episode 1, listen to the YouTube and then do it. Okay, so when we look at this we'll look at this STDF. What are the points that need to be mentioned? I think we're happy about 82% got it right. That colleagues need to have sector mentioned, need to have action verb, need to have location indicated, but not gender. So 82% got it right. 82%. Why only 14 chose the wrong one? So maybe they didn't listen very well on that. Okay. Then when we talk about what are the things that can be, what are the components of a good research proposal? I think everybody that did the exercise got it well. So we're happy that you are learning with us. So please, again, I want to beg, if you've not done exercise 1, please, after this call, go and do it. It's free of charge. It's also be good to have a record on that you are learning with us. Okay. Now, I'd like to end this one on some of the funding agencies that we can apply for. I mean, this one we shouldn't bother much because in our WhatsApp group we will be sharing a number of call. And thanks to other person that I think Joe, another person will be sharing on that platform. So if you have any call you want to share, please you can just put on the platform or you can send it to us. And interestingly, thanks to my team working with us. So for those of us joining us on time, we have a tab on our website, the other website, under research news. If you click there, all of the calls that have been shared are listed there. So you can click on the link and see the details.